Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video I wanted to talk about the top 5 V-triggers in the game. This was requested by many people after the top 5 V-skills one, and just like that one, this is not about calling for nerfs. In the top 5 V-skills, I said that we shouldn't call for nerfs now, and it's very dangerous to talk about that because a new battle mechanic was being introduced, and it turned out to be a lot crazier than we could have ever imagined, in all honesty. So this is again not about calling for nerfs for any of these. This is just talking about why do I think these V-triggers are top 5 and why they are that good. And for me, Cody and Gill are honorable mentions. I don't think they are top 5 material. I think they are very close. Both of these characters have very good V-triggers tools, but there is a weakness to each of them that I wanted to discuss. Cody, of course, V-trigger 2 is pretty stupid. 1 EX zonk, you get a command grab mix-up. Let's, for example, go for an overhead setup, and that's like almost a kill. That was not even anywhere near optimal, but that was almost a kill. I could have killed if I did an optimal post stun setup, right? So Cody have insane V-trigger comeback because his command grab is very dangerous. The issue for me with Cody is that the V-trigger is very strong because of the EX zonk activation, but if you survive that, once Cody is actually in V-trigger 2, if he didn't get the activation right, like if Cody didn't activate into zonk, into combo or whatever, if he fails this and for example the command grab whiffed, Cody have a lot weaker neutral in my opinion. He loses his standing heavy punch, which is his main anti-air. He loses his crouching heavy punch, which is a really good neutral button and a good crush counter. He loses his fireballs, which are really important because EX Tornado Sweep is one of Cody's best neutral tools for closing the distance, and he loses all of that. The rocks are a little bit gimmicky, so I do think Cody gets weaker in the neutral department once he have V-trigger 2 activated. That's honestly my opinion. I think if Cody gets the right sequence going, he's very very strong. It's highway robbery, but his neutral in V-trigger 2 I think is actually weaker than his standard neutral. Gill is kind of similar in a way, because Gill gets insane mix-ups if he actually activated on hit. Like if he did the EX Fireball, if he got a normal into EX Fireball, this is a guess for the game sequence, right? Like he can do so much with one right left. Like check out how much Gill is getting here. And again, I'm not a Gill player. This is nowhere near optimal, right? This is super unoptimal. But again, Gill almost kills you with one V-trigger activation if he managed to get the EX Fireball at the start. But if he doesn't get the EX Fireball to land, his V-trigger, honestly, he doesn't get much out of it. And I think this is the same for both of these characters. If they activate on block, or if they don't get the initial mix-up going, or if it got blocked, they are in a world of hurt. And I think for a V-trigger to be super strong, it have to be scary at all times. So these two for that are honorable mentions. And now for our proper top 5, we are gonna start with Seth, which I think is the 5th best. This list is in order in my opinion. And Seth's V-trigger is absolutely absurd, because just like Gill and Cody, he does get actually really good activations on block. Like the activations on block are very good, and once Seth had already activated his V-trigger, he is dangerous at all times. Unlike Cody or Gill, when they activate, if they activate on block, for example, their mix-ups get significantly weaker, their value of their V-trigger gets significantly weaker, but Seth is dangerous at all times, and this is very very powerful. There is a very empowering thing about a character that can basically shut down your entire game. Once his V-trigger is activated, one crouching medium kick, that is this. One crouching medium kick is literally this. It's gonna be 500 damage, right? So if Seth have EX bars, this is pretty much this. Seth can do insane damage with that thing, right? I'm sure we have all seen it. The axe kick becomes a lot dangerous because the axe kick now not only does it lead to combo, if he happened to hit you and you were standing, he can get a follow up into knockdown and Oki. If you God forbid, if you happen to be jumping and he air to air you, now you die pretty much, right? On block, Seth gets to do the EX hands or even regular hands and side switch and maintain advantage. So if Seth is in the corner, he is in the corner himself, he can do hands, V-trigger, and now he reverses the side. It is an absurdly powerful V-trigger because, like I said, once Seth has this V-trigger on, you don't get to play the game. And remember, one final thing is, one EX wake up DB leads to 270 damage and OK. So, and this is active as long as the V-trigger timer is on, which makes it incredibly strong. Now for our number 4, I wanted to talk about Akuma. Now Akuma's V-trigger was nerfed quite a bit last season when they removed the red fireball V-trigger activation on whiff, but I do think this V-trigger is still top 5 V-trigger. Mainly because of the air fireball and because of the raging demon mix-up. So first of all, let's check out the air fireball. The air fireball is legitimately hard for most characters in the game to deal with. Unless your character have like an invincible move that moves him upward, or like an EXDB or something, you're mostly holding that, right? He gets a ton out of it, he gets a meterless DB that leads to a hard knockdown, combos will lead to a ton of damage, so of course the air fireball is very dangerous. If you ever play this game online, you know how strong Akuma's V-Trigger 1 air fireballs are, right? It's very hard to deal with for most of the cast. He obviously have really good V-Trigger activations as well. This one is a very strong one. He have the fireballs, he have a ton. But what makes this V-Trigger ultra bullshit is the knockdown OK setup out of an uppercut. So let's check out this sequence for example. This is a very known Akuma sequence, one of the deadliest 50-50s in the game. So here Akuma is gonna do a combo and he's gonna end it with an uppercut. Right? I'm gonna crouch block, I'm gonna block, and I ate a demon. He doesn't even have to do that one, like this is one of the setups, right? I ate a demon, that was almost like a 80% of my life, right? So let's repeat the same sequence, but instead of trying to jump because of demon, or instead of trying to block because of demon, I'm gonna jump, right? I'm gonna jump because I know he might do a demon. So if we repeat the same setup again, but now I'm holding up, as you can see I'm holding up. Yup. And that is precisely what I'm talking about. Akuma pretty much have again 150-50 that can decide the round. He doesn't even have to do that particular setup. There is a ton of Raging Demon setups. The Raging Demon is such a good move, right? It's a 2-frame command grab, it's awesome. Instant, of course. You can't see the Raging Demon and then jump. If you wasn't jumping already, you pretty much got. So it is a true 50-50 mix-up. And any knockdown that ends with an uppercut, if he has a meter, you're gonna have to deal with that. Which makes this V-Trigger very powerful. Again, for me, it's not just landing the initial activation, it is how good it is. So when you combine the fact that he can approach you with the air fireball, and end in a combo with an uppercut, and then you will have to deal with the demon setup, you will be crazy to not consider this V-Trigger to still be one of the absolute best in the game. And for our number 3, we are gonna talk about Kolin. Kolin, of course, have a very strong V-Trigger. Her V-Trigger 2 is amazing. It's a 2-bar V-Trigger. The timer is very long. As you can see, like it doesn't drain. It takes forever for the thing to get depleted. It buffs her normals, but using the normals doesn't deplete the V gauge, as you can see. And Kolin in general is a footsies character, right? She have really good normals, really good pokes with the standing or back heavy kick. Her standing heavy punch is a good whiff punish. Most of that gets improved with this V-Trigger. Now the heavy punch have a lot more range, and of course it is really hard to whiff punish. And when it happens to land, you can do the dash, and then you get like insane damage on your combos. So like for example, this will be over 500 damage. She also get access to this new dash, which is incredible. It's not uncommon to see Kolin players doing something like this. Dashing full screen into grab. very hard to react to, of course. You can do something like the... There's a lot of mix-up potential here. Typically stuff like, say, crouching light kick, crouching light punch, standing light punch, this doesn't work. But with Vtrigger on, it does. And out of the dash, because of the momentum, Kolin gets to have even longer range on her confirms. And so you can do something like that, for example. Like, check out the damage and stun on that thing. Now they are one throw away from stun. So not only does her neutral get enhanced by a lot, as you can see, even then her mix-up potential is increased by a lot. She gets to get really cool mix-ups with this Vtrigger. So you might ask, what else? Well, this is so good as it is, but what's even better? What's more? Well, Kolin generally her main weakness is fireball zoning, right? Kolin struggle versus fireball zoning, but with this Vtrigger, the Silver Edge, that special, goes through fireballs. So for example, we will here have Bison try to do his EX blast. Now you get to blow through it and rush him down even more. So it covers almost all of her weaknesses and buff her so much. Now you might ask me, why is this Vtrigger not the very best? Because of two things. Number one, outside of this, I will show you now the activation. Let's have him run off. The Vtrigger have really cool activation on hit, which is this one. Like, this is a really good activation, of course, because you can side switch, and on block you get to do the target combo, right? This is the best activation. So while I do think both of these activations are really nice, the activations of the two Vtriggers that we are gonna mention later are a lot stronger. So while I do think this Vtrigger is insane, I do think the other two are even more insane. And now for number 2, of course, it is Urien and his Aegis Reflector. Aegis is a very mix-up heavy Vtrigger. You can do so much with it once you have activated the Vtrigger. There is almost an infinite amount of possibilities with this Vtrigger. Of course, once you activate it, you can, like, any low check will do a ton of damage, overheads, whatever you want, right? Everything will lead to high damage mix-ups. And the dumbest thing about this Vtrigger is that even if your opponent is blocking, a throw can actually kill them. So for example, you can throw them and then you will link a super, or like maybe do a standing reset. So you can't even take the throw. You'll have to guess so much on a 50-50 high-low mix-ups. And even if you guess so, you can't really take the throw. Your defense have to be flawless. The mirror have 3 hits durability, so Urien gets like 6 or so hits of mix-ups. And the beauty of it is, even if Urien does the first activation and he messes it up, he can do the second one from an EX Fireball. And you'll have to guess once more, right? Of course, he can standing reset you there and keep it going. So it is very, very powerful. But there's a lot of mix-ups Vtrigger in Street Fighter V. Like, what is so special about Aegis? What's so special about Aegis is its utility in the neutral. Let's say, for example, your opponent is jumping. Yup, they die. Let's say, for example, your opponent is trying to take back their turn. Like, you press something and they are trying to take back their turn. Let's have a stand here. So let's say you did something like that. She whiffed. Aegis Reflector. Let's say, for example, I am on the ground. I am waking up from the ground. I did EX headbutt, right? Aegis Reflector. Let's say I just got up from the ground. I was knocked down and I got up from the ground. Aegis Reflector. It works as a wake up. It works as a whiff punish. It works as an anti-air. Any crouching light kick can mean to this. A crouching medium kick can lead to this, right? Anything, any touch can lead to this. And that is what makes it such a powerful Vtrigger. The versatility of how strong you can activate it, the versatility of the activation, regardless of the mix-up. Like, the mix-ups are insane, especially because you're not safe even on a grab. Like, this is so much bullshit in Street Fighter V, it's unbelievable. Like, being able to get that out of a throw is unbelievably bullshit. But not only that, the fact that he can do it from anything, literally anything, is way too good. Is way too good. It's such an incredible V-Trigger. It's honestly such an incredibly strong V-Trigger. And now for number one, of course, it's G. Of course it's G. G's V-Trigger is the ultimate robbery V-Trigger, and what makes it so strong is that it's so easy for him to activate into insane mix-ups. You can do an EX dash punch, V-Trigger activate. This puts G at plus 10. Plus 10 means that G can do this. Can do a command grab, or he can do a hit, right? And if you try to escape the command grab, you get hit, and vice versa. This is a true 50-50, right? And you can say, okay, that doesn't sound that bad, right? Let me show you something. So you do the typical combo, of course. Now you have to guess for the game. Oh, you got stunned, huh? And that's game. That is game. That's actually game. G kills you in two mix-ups. And what makes it so strong is how strong the activation is. Remember when we talked about Cody or Gill and we said that they need to activate on hit to get insane, combos or get insane value out of their V-Trigger? On block, baby, on block. On block, he get all of that. He doesn't care. That's what makes this V-Trigger so much stronger than the rest. And of course, he also gets to do 8 EX special moves while building bar. Let's check them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that was 9. 9 special moves while still being able to build EX bar. I did all of that and I was still building enough gauge to get CA and kill Kami at the end of the combo. To me, that is absolutely absurd. And even if you survive the activation, like let's say he activated but you survived the mix-up, you have to actually constantly worry about that. Because he still has the command grab, right? Like you can get opened up very easily, and when you do, this V-Trigger will still be there to kill you. Any hit will lead to corner carry. Like for example, we here on the left, he activated V-Trigger. Yup. And now they have to guess for the game again. It's an extremely powerful V-Trigger, extremely potent and extremely powerful. Of course, I don't think it needs to be even explained as to why this V-Trigger is that good. And that was pretty much it for today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, subscribe if you haven't yet, and thank you very much for watching and stay safe.